ePaper posters, multi-material 3D prints, mini augmented reality laser projectors, Lilium Jet, eVTOL, Hackaday Prize, and much more. This is MOSFET Weekly. Starting off this week with loads more automation news. Sanctuary continues to release videos of their humanoid robot performing various tasks. This week they demonstrated it soldering wires together. I'm curious to see what future versions of their bots will be capable of. Tevel showed off a video this week of their autonomous fruit picking system, which marries both robots and tethered drones to pick a variety of fruits, including apples, peaches, nectarines, apricots, plums and pears. The video claims that these machines will help farmers with labour shortages, which is a common assertion from these robotics companies. I'm not sure whether that's true or just them trying to justify people using it. Either way, the system does look interesting, and has a bunch of useful features such as collecting data on every single piece of fruit, so farmers can know the precise size, weight and ripeness of their crop, and the added benefit of being able to work throughout the night. Researchers from Carnegie Mellon and UC Berkeley have demonstrated how quadrupedal robots can go beyond their basic movement parameters to use their limbs not just for walking, but for climbing and interacting with objects in their environment. The paper, which is to be presented at the upcoming International Conference of Robotics and Automation, could mark a leap forward in what scenarios these type of robots can handle. The team, led by Deepak Pathak, created a website which goes over everything in more detail and shows a variety of scenarios which demonstrate what they've learned, including climbing up walls to press buttons and kicking balls. Car manufacturer Hyundai have been experimenting with a fully automated charging robot for electric cars too. The bot uses a vision system to automatically locate and insert itself into charging ports, and the company says it can work on various car types and in all weather conditions. There's not much more information, but the company says they will be demonstrating the system at the Seoul Mobility Show this week. Moving over to AI now. NVIDIA are getting into the AI game and have announced Picasso, which brings generative AI to images, videos, and 3D meshes. This cloud-based service enables businesses to integrate API calls into applications for content creation, allowing users to input text and generate art and designs which are compatible with standard editing tools. Developers also have the option to train their own models for higher customization. The service is not yet available, and there is a waiting list on NVIDIA's site which will notify you of updates. In a similar vein, Wonder Dynamics launched AI tool Wonder Studio a few weeks ago, which takes regular video footage featuring humans and automatically replaces them with computer-generated characters. This includes automatically animating and lighting the characters without needing any specialist 3D software or production hardware. All that's required is any type of camera. It's currently in closed beta, but you can request access on their website. Interestingly, Ren from famous VFX team Corridor Digital posted on Twitter that they have been playing with it and are blown away, so it might live up to the hype. And if you want to get an idea just how fast things are progressing with generative AI models, check out Midjourney AI's subreddit. They have a showcase tag, and it is packed full of generated images from their community. Just imagine telling someone about this a few years ago, and they would not believe a computer could generate this stuff instantly. Equal parts fascinating and scary. In the Cura 5.3 beta release, Ultimaker announced an interesting new material interlocking feature which allows you to easily combine different materials in a single print and is something they're calling a huge leap forward in 3D printing. For the example shown, they printed a crocodile clip with full spring function. The object includes both a hard plastic CPE material and a rubber-like TPU material for the mechanism, all printed at once with a dual extruder printer. In other news, a team of researchers at the Korea Institute of Materials Science have developed a 3D printing pen that prints metal, allowing for supportless printing. Up until now, 3D printing metal using welding techniques had a few limitations like having to wait for cooling between layers and problems such as molten metal flowing downwards with gravity, especially for complex structures. To solve this problem, the research team performed computer analysis to calculate and precisely control the surface tension of the molten metal and the solidified volume according to convection conduction. Additionally, they developed a technology that can perform metal additive manufacturing in all conditions, including horizontal, vertical, inclined, and overhead positions. By continuously laminating the metal in the liquid phase before it fully solidifies, the manufacturing time is shortened. There is no boundary between layers, and it forms a dense microstructure with excellent mechanical properties. Moving over to virtual and augmented reality now, and medical VR training provider Fundamental has partnered with haptic feedback hardware manufacturer Happily for surgical training. The collaboration aims to provide more realistic surgical simulations in virtual reality by combining their software and hardware systems. Through VR and haptic VR technology, the Fundamental surgery platform allows for collaborative clinical training while improving patient outcomes and lowering surgical risks during even the most complex and challenging surgeries. Its patented technology mimics the physical touch of surgical actions and accurately simulates the sensations of bone textures, muscle, and soft tissue. Ostloong, who was featured on the site a few months ago, have announced the Lyra augmented reality glasses. They use an optical waveguide near the temple and has what seems like a simpler display when compared to full micro OLED glasses. Other features include real-time multilingual voice-to-text and text-to-text translator, a digital assistant for taking notes during meetings with camera recording ability, GPS for travel and navigation, and mobile data for calls and messages. Ostloong says the Lyra glasses will be available from September 2023. In general, we've been seeing a lot of clunky augmented reality glasses lately, and I think many of us are waiting for something better to shrink the technology down. OQmented are a German company that came on my radar recently and may hold one piece to the puzzle for doing this. They have developed what they call the world's smallest LBS light engine. Basically, it's their own proprietary micro RGB laser projector and lens package that bounces light into the user's eye off a fast-moving mirror. They claim it has the lowest power consumption out of any comparative system, has up to 180 degrees FOV and kilohertz level frame rate. The company also recently closed a $20 million funding round, partnering with electronics giant Sharp. And continuing with Sharp, the company also recently announced that it has teamed with E-Ink, the original creators of ePaper displays, to develop a massive 42-inch ePaper poster. These monochrome displays are designed for digital signage, and like other ePaper devices, they have excellent daylight visibility and only require power to refresh and change the display image. The electronic posters will be hitting the Japanese market sometime in April 2023, and both companies are working together to develop even bigger multicolour displays. In other news, a team of researchers at Chalmers University have been developing a system that could enable more efficient wireless charging of cars, trucks, buses, and ferries. This is down to two recent breakthroughs using high-power silicon carbide semiconductor components and super-thin braided copper rope, both which allow the system to operate at 4 times the standard frequencies of older chargers. The inductive charging system, designed by Professor Yujing Liu and his team, transfers 500 kilowatt per 2 square meters with 15 centimeter air gap between the ground pad and the onboard pad. Another week, another eVTOL. This time we're looking at Lilium Jet, which the German company says is the first electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft with jet engines, integrating their proprietary ducted electric vectored thrust technology directly into the wings. Unlike other eVTOLs we've seen recently, this one can hold a larger cargo bay, or up to 6 passengers at a time. It's currently seeking certification in Europe and the US, and the 8-year-old company is already on its 5th generation of the aircraft. The trend of drones being used in commercial settings continues too, as Swiss company Wingtra announces $22 million of funding for continued growth. These drones are designed for fully autonomous mapping applications and have been used for surveying in a variety of industries like construction, mining, environmental monitoring, and agriculture. And finally, this week, Hackaday launched the 2023 Hackaday Prize. This is the 10th year of the open hardware competition, and to mark it, Hackaday are setting a variety of challenges for their community of designers and engineers. The titles for the challenges are Re-engineering Education, Assistive Tech, Green Hacks, Gearing Up and Wildcard, which span from now to mid-September. There are lots of prizes, with top prize being $50,000 and a Supply Frame Design Lab residency, and other prizes ranging from $5,000 to $20,000. The top 50 finalists all will receive $500 too, so might be worth a shot if you're working on something that fits in with one of the categories. Check out the site for all the details. Alright, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe to this channel or check out MOSFET.net.